probably pick up their next support next, and then decide what carry they want to play as their last pick.
Well, you kind
So
of know that the Razor most likely is going to be going mid for the side of Thunder Predator, which I don't love having Draken on, and prefer to see it maybe as a an off-lane Razor, possibly, because I do like to see Draken play very mobile heroes, but I mean, in the end, it didn't end up really mattering.
yeah,
I guess,
I mean he did
he had.
tons of work earlier on that puck.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He's fantastic. Leo Style Puck is absolutely a treat to watch. That and the Leo Style Queen of Pain, two of my favorites. But it just felt like he couldn't do that much after a certain point.
Night
Oh,
Stalker.
and we've lost the game. All right. GG Thunder Predator.
Hmm? You don't believe in Night Stalker?
I do not believe in Night Stalker. Every Night Stalker game I saw in the major was dreadful.
Is the dread of night?
No, it's because you look at it and it's like, oh, it's nighttime. I bet I know what's going to happen. Everybody grouped together.
Oh,
I just feel
yeah.
like he's not strong enough. He's not strong enough to do much of anything. He's got the
Oh,
great AoE silence for the ground, but like, if you're smart, you can just play around it. When is he strong?
yeah.
At night. I
I
don't know.
think that his silence is really unique in how it works. I think it's very good for that reason. I think if you can use that really well, you're doing great. I'm not sure these are the heroes you want to use it against.
I think you
Or
need a
they're okay
very
heroes to use.
specific draft if you want to make this work, and I don't think that this is. I mean, you
I
do
don't
have
think this is the draft.
the nighttime flying vision coming out from Winter Wyvern too.
Anti-mage.
Hmm.
Wow. Okay, we're just straight up going anti mage now.
I feel like that's not the hero you pick to counter Night Stalker.
No, it's. I think it's the opposite. I think Night
Yeah,
Stalker counters you.
yeah. Because you
Pepita?
can't Manta out of his feet. Are you okay? But
Yeah,
like twice if you need help.
he's stuck on the high of like playing that Nature's Prophet game and doing so well. He's like, we can do whatever we want. I don't
Yeah,
know.
he's
I guess, the lockdown isn't super great. I guess, like, if you take a look at, the fissure, yeah, that'll stun you up. The silence coming out from Night Stalker is going to be a problem, but the rest of them, they don't really have great catch, right? Razor can chase you, but he's not going to be able to hold you into place unless he has that Atos. And the Winter Wyvern, of course, has to use the Winter's Curse to hold you in place, which you don't really want to use only for the AM because you've got so much chaos that's going to be happening around you with the infamous draft for things that are being stolen. I don't know.
yeah. But you do have the lockdown in form of Night Stalker Earthshaker. You slow people tons with that void, and Earthshaker is an entire team worth of stuns in this kit.
Got a lot of heroes on the side of Infamous Gaming right now, too.
Yeah.
All right, what do we see? What's the final?
I don't know. What I'm thinking happened on the side of Infamous is Pepita saying, "Hey guys, I'm gonna pick Anti-Mage," and then
He picks
Skeeter
Anti.
and Moose go, "Gee, I don't know about that, Pepita," and then you go, "Shut up! You see me last game? I am a god. Okay,
Yeah, I'm not
I'm
sure.
picking Anti-Mage.
I'm not sure that's exactly what went down, but
I can only assume.
okay, fair enough.
We can interview
Viper.
them after the game.
Oh man, I wish we could interview them. That'd be sick. Be like, so why did you choose that anti-mage? Do I have Pete on my friends list? I wonder if I can ask him. I kind of want to ask him.
No way would we get to do post-game interviews though.
Oh, that'd be so great though. I know back when it was oh gosh, before it became J Storm. What was that team? What was their team name?
Uh, Before it was J Storm, it was uh,
The Jeremy Lin team.
VJ.
VGJ. Yeah, VGJ Storm used to always offer like, "Hey Moxxi, our guys are always down to do post-game interviews." And I was like, "Oh, that's so great." And then I'd never have enough time to run them. But they
Ouch.
used to have their guys do that. So, okay. Tomato on the Viper, Pepita on the Pugna, Moose on Nature's Prophet, Beaver on the Rubik, and then Draken is going to be on that Razor, Atu Naga Siren. I don't know about this.
I'm not sure that Nagasai was the pick, but I also don't think Anti-Mage was the pick.
But I also don't think Night Stalker was the pick until they picked the anti-mage. I'm very confused right now. I like the
Maybe
Viper.
they'll prove us right or wrong. Who knows?
Well, of course, they have to prove us right or wrong. Either way, they're forced to play this game. They're forced to entertain us.
Don't say that. Say it like that they're allowed to not play if they want to.
It's going to be a good game either way, though, I have a feeling. Definitely
Yep.
interested to see how this all goes down. I feel like the anti-mage is a little greedy if you take a look at this lineup, but I mean, I don't know. I'm not loving the draft coming out from Thunder Predator either, so who knows?
Yep.
Who
And if you
knows?
win, you get to go to Disneyland, or you're one step closer to
You're
Disneyland.
one
Sorry.
step closer to Disneyland, right? Oh man, what a cool minor, or sorry, major. What a cool major. Like, I'm pretty excited. That's a big jump for esports.
Yeah.
You know, having people, I mean, I know a lot of people are also a little nervous about it. They're like, oh, Disney likes to, be in control of a lot of stuff, but like, so do any major organization that gets involved with anything. They want to know how it works. They want to know that they're.
In control of it.
Exactly. I'm
Yikes.
excited personally.
We'll call her loudly.
I think this opens up a lot of opportunities for esports, so I'm excited.
I'm upset that video games no longer pander to my weird, obscure, and ultimately unprofitable tastes.
I'm so sorry. Even Skeeter likes it.
Thanks, Skeeter. They do this just to mess with the casters, right?
I don't think so. I think they just do it for funsies.
Yeah.
They could do it to mess with the casters. I know it got to the point like, what was it? It was last year, Beyond the Summit. We were casting the same qualifier for South America, but they had like, I think it was Grant, Cap, and Blitz at the BTS house. And they were casting the same games as I was, but it was funny because they were getting super triggered by the amount of like chat wheel lines that Pain Gaming at the time was spamming out. And so they got to the point where they actually muted them, and then I had a bunch of people join up on my stream, and they're like, they muted the chat lines. Like, what the hell? They're like, you don't mute the chat lines, Moxxi. I'm like, no, that's part of the South American Dota experience. Why would I do that?
Ooh. I'm glad that you've embraced their culture.
I embrace the memes.
Alright, we already see tons of damage, and then there's a little bit of a skirmish coming here at the bottom.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to secure this rune, though, for the side of Infamous. Yeah, in fact, Matthew grabs it up, Prada grabs the other. So 3 runes going over to the side, I believe, to, was it
Nope.
3 or did, nope, Anti-Mage managed to get the other one top.
This is Skeeter, the Radiance man himself, all
Right.
up here.
I
I'm
don't
not sure
think
he'll
he's
go
going to build a
Radiance
Radiance on the
Anti-Mage.
Anti-Mage. Please don't build an no. We've seen some weird stuff today. I don't need my pubs getting weirder.
It'd be so cool if he does, though.
No, stop it. You stop that. Stop it right now. So how does this mid matchup work, right? So Razor obviously has to be fairly close to these creeps. Tomato's going to be able to go and harass him a lot with the Nether Toxin.
Now, I heard one person say that the way that you play this lane is that you max your poison attack. But that was back when the old poison attack was in the game. Currently, I think you win this game pretty handily on Viper.
Okay.
Just because you do huge amount of magical damage and not really physical. So if he drains you, you're still doing lots of damage.
That's a good point. Is having a little bit of trouble here, though. Tomato, of course, a little bit struggling in lane, 1-0, whereas 6-6 on the Razor. But, of course, Razor just walking right out of that Nether Toxin and sapping a lot of this damage. Has about 33 damage now, so is just standing in the middle of all of it, but doesn't seem too concerned about getting pressured by Tomato's Viper.
Yeah, I think as this goes on, though, it becomes more and more in favor of the Viper. Just because, okay, he's doing like 54 damage in auto attack. How much damage is he doing from magical? Well, he's doing magical from his corrosive skin. He's doing magical and reduces his magic reduction with the Nether Toxin. He's doing magical from poison attack. So you're draining like a small chunk of the damage that he's actually doing. Whatever you're trying to go on him. So again, as this progresses, it just gets worse and worse for the Viper. I mean, not the Viper,
For
Razor.
the Razor.
Other guy.
Other guy, got it. Alright, Draken has reconnected to the game. feel like we're gonna see some pretty passive lanes though. Maybe some movement in the middle lane, but I feel like top lane they can't really pin down this anti-mage.
Yeah, this one's gonna be a lot less fun.
Well, maybe during the laning stage.
Yeah.
So everyone's just gonna farm up.
How do you feel about it being Pepita on the Pugna this game, by the way, and not the Nature's Prophet?
I think it's fine. I think Moose definitely isn't quite as... I don't want to say he's not as skilled on it, but he tends to have a little bit more problems with his Nature's Prophet. A lot of the times you'll see him, he just ends up having to like ward because he just doesn't have the space, doesn't have the items. So it makes it a little bit more difficult for him.
Yep. He plays a different role, right?
Yeah, exactly, because, you know, that's position 5 Nature's Prophet. But I've also seen, you know, people like Monkey's Forever playing the position 5, and he has a little bit more control of the hero. I'm not sure if that's because he plays it in the off lane so often. It definitely feels more comfortable, and he can get more done on his position 5 Nature's Prophet than Moose can typically.
Yep.
Again, not knocking him, the dude, because again, it's a totally different setup. He doesn't really play off lane, and there's not enough farm on the map, especially with the way that Infamous plays half the time. So,
Yeah. Right.
so this is tough for them actually, because we are playing on the Brazilian server, and they are both Peruvian teams.
Why are we playing on the Brazilian server?
Because those are the rules, apparently.
Those are shit rules.
Don't dad talk our tournament overlord, sir.
I love your rules. I'm sorry.
But they are struggling a little bit, I believe, to be playing on this.
All right. I see this happen a lot of the time, though. Like, it happens with South American teams, and then not South American teams, Southeast Asian teams, and they're forced to play on the Australian servers sometimes and whatnot.
Yeah. It's just the tournament rules, because otherwise you start to get fights over, you know, okay, well, one team's Peruvian, one team's Brazilian, how do we decide? And then it's not really fair to let like a coin flip decide it either, I think. So if everybody's on the same servers, it's just kind of the blanket statement.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or you could do it case by case, but then people start to yell at admins.
Yeah. I mean, they're already going to yell at admins either way. Being an admin is a really thankless job, and half the time the admins aren't even paid, depending on which league you're working with.
I hate most admins that I interact with. I probably could treat them a little bit better.
Probably should treat them a little bit better, yeah.
But a lot of the time I feel like they don't want to make a decision, and it's their job to make a decision. And that annoys me. Anyways,
back to Dota 2.
Back to Dota 2.
Is Matthew just AFK? No, Matthew's just blocking the camp. All right. That's how I'm sitting there for half a minute. But yeah, it's just going to be kind of a snooze fest. I don't think we're going to see any kills for the first. What do you want to say? What do you want to wager? Want to wager 5 minutes?
I'll say 7.
Okay, I'm going to say 5. You say 7.
Oh, right. There's a Night Stalker in the game. You have a much better guess than me. That's cheating.
That's not cheating. That's knowing the heroes in the game.
I was paying attention during the draft mostly.
Yikes.
Alright.
Just trading hits back and forth, and Tomato doing what a Viper does, just stacking these camps and farming up when the wave's pushed out.
Oh. It's a little bit easier to do from the side of Radiant, but whatever. Because you don't have to go up that ramp, it's just right over there. Keep an eye on the mid lane at the same time.
4-minute runes pop up. It is an arcane. Viper going to be able to grab it. You're taking a lot of damage, actually, from Prada. Prada's still putting a little bit more damage on him, but doesn't have those creeps nearby to use the Splinter Blast.
Let's keep an eye on him, and mid-wave starts to push a little bit. He comes in time to get that range creep EXP, that sweet, sweet EXP.
Delicious.
Wait, you're getting out-leveled now by this Razor. I thought this Viper would have a little bit of an easier time in the lane, but looks like Tomato's just getting harassed out and whatnot by this Razor. You'd think it wouldn't be a huge issue just because this guy can actually do huge amounts of magical damage, but it is.
Well, it's an interesting thing because, like we talked about before, where you just max out that poison attack back before it had gotten changed, but now, you know. I'm sure people have adapted. I'm sure a lot of people have seen Viper in their pubs, and they've been able to adjust and find what works best. So,
And the hero is miserable to play with or against or anything.
I like playing that hero. I'm a bad person, though.
Viper?
Yeah, I like playing Viper.
If you like Viper, then yes, you are a bad person.
Whatever, I don't care. It could be worse. It could be a Tinker player. I feel like that's worse.
Are you even trying?
There's tacky players.
Oh, techie players. I don't know. I still think Tinker players are worse. At least techie players like tend to have a good like sense of humor, whereas Tinker players like they just yell at you all the time. That's been my experience, anyways.
And they have ADHD, Tinker players. Imagine having to click that many buttons in a game of Dota 2.
I think a lot of Dota 2 players have ADHD, to be quite honest. But all right, let's check in with this bottom lane here. Bottom lane, Pepita. It's 21 and 15 right now, as opposed to 30 and 2 on the Naga Siren. Has to be careful that he doesn't get run down because the Arctic burn slows quite a bit, but otherwise seems all right. Are starting to head towards. Man, that's a lot of damage. That's got 70 damage off the Viper in the mid lane.
Yep. Right. Lifted back there on the bottom lane Winter Wyvern, but they really don't have anything to take him down. At least until this Pugny gets level 6 and he has that drain.
All right, there it is. 5-minute runes. Nighttime's up. Let's check in with our Night Stalker. Hey, Frank.
That's 4 runes for Thunder Predator.
Yeah, they're feeling real good right now. Starting off with Void, and chase after Skater just a little bit. Throw his weight around. I think he needs like +1 to really do too much here. In fact, already you see Moose. It's back to lane. This is gonna force Frank back. I guess my other question is, you don't really have heroes that are super good to pair with this Night Stalker during the first night anyways.
Yeah, nobody's really that good at moving around and killing people. There's not a whole lot of damage to follow up that Night Stalker. I mean, the most damage that you have from anybody right now is the Razor. He's not doing a whole lot. But
Well, it's not like you have a Lena or something that can just jump in. Oh, they canceled the TP though. Tomato. He's in for the plasma field still have it on direct. They won't even need it. He's stolen so much damage. And around 6 minutes.
Razor dropped his boots in the middle of killing him there, Draken.
Yep, that's some South American Dota for you.
The BM. Oh my god, what a rude dude, Moxxi.
That's South American Dota for you. My favorite is once they've won the game and then they run into the enemy fountain and drop all their items. It's just what they do, man. Matthew looking for the fissure. We'll be able to block off Biver here, and there's going to be the Night Stalker making the rotation. They don't have anything to... Oh, they do have something to cancel out the TP. Biver is stuck in the corner. Frank wants to be a part of this. We'll actually get the XP from being down here, but won't actually do any damage.
Yeah. That was a nice little getting in close enough to cancel that TP, hitting that enchant totem. Pretty good, pretty good. Alright, take a look at farm.
Close enough.
Yeah. Did the math in his head real quick. Galaxy Brain Matthew.
I bet he'd like that name, right?
Yeah. Alright. Over in the I'm looking at the farm. The anti-mage is pretty happy with himself at the moment. He's gonna be able to get a battle here in decent timing, it feels like. To CS right now. He's sitting at 50. 15 22. So he's got what's it? 55.5 CS. Maths.
I feel like this Night Stalker's a non-factor for them, though, because they didn't pick anything to really pair up with them too much. Like, yeah, you know, it's supposed to be a little scary. It's nighttime, but this anti-mage doesn't care. He's just trading hits with them. He keeps throwing out that... He just keeps throwing out Void, and it doesn't do a whole heck of a lot. He's not afraid of it. Like, look at him. He's just trading off hits. He's like, okay, that's great. You can't catch me. You can't stop me right now. I know you have no mana. While that goes on, Pepita finds a kill on Prada in the bottom lane. They'll take a tower.
Yeah. And this is gonna continue to happen with the Pugna and the Nature's Prophet on your team. You're just gonna push towers down really quickly, move around the map, and take this out. It looks like they're not slowing down right here. They're playing pretty far up with these creeps right now here on Pugna. He's got a Clarity active. He wants to push this tier 2.
Well, because they know that the rest of the team isn't ready to fight yet. Like, this Night Stalker doesn't have damage. The Naga Siren doesn't want to fight at all. She just wants to farm up. In fact, I haven't even looked at her. Let's take a look at what Naga's got. Atun is working on a diffusal blade, has treads completed, but it's going to be a while before she's an actual threat. Same thing goes, I guess, with Anti-Mage too, but
Yep.
I feel like their team has more active players on it. Like, in fact, I think, how close are we getting to this route of Atos for Tomato? He's got both the crowns now.
He's a young king.
Matthew, good positioning. Might be able to find a pickoff over here on Biver. Biver gonna get leashed up here. Needs one more hit, and Frank's gonna find that kill. Pepita now also in for some trouble. That silence coming out, and this is what we're talking about. This is what we want to see coming out from the Night Stalker. Pepita almost manages to get himself out, but he's not gonna be able to find it. And now Tomato is chasing back after Frank, throwing down that Nether Toxin. The break slows him down just a little bit, but he's gonna be able to make it out.
Yep. Fly right over that river and get out of there. They do manage to get out that sentry ward right there, so we ends up taking that one down there on the Nature's Prophet. With the Razor down, I feel like you start to pressure a little bit more of the map, and yeah, I guess that's exactly what's happening. Anti-Mage will probably push a little bit further up at the moment. Actually, Razor's responding pretty soon. He's probably going to get back into his own jungle.
It definitely felt a bit sloppy, that whole thing, because I feel like if they hadn't all TP'd in one by one, it would have gone a little bit better for Infamous.
Yeah.
But because they did it one by one, they all grouped up around the tower. They got the maximum amount of AoE silence out of Frank, which is exactly what we want to see out of this Night Stalker. Because I was about to ask, like, if he doesn't start, you know, getting some kills early, what good is he? Telekinetic Glyph comes out, still going to be able to grab the bounty rune.
Actually, this Night Stalker build is super weird. Look at that. Sorry, the Night Stalker build is super weird. 193 points in that versus like having higher nuke damage or having a longer crippling fear duration with a lower cooldown. Like, this hero is completely useless during the day at the moment. Just doesn't do anything. 45 damage nuke right now. That's what he has.
Yeah.
I'm not sure
why he yeah. You're my analyst. You're supposed to tell me.
I can't give you a good answer for this one, Moxxi. I wish I could. He's 1-0-2 though.
That's gonna be a dead Razor, I think. One more hit. Oh nope, there it is. I'll use the Fade Bolt and get the last hit. And we've got who had? I thought I saw. All right, I'm just crazy. Never mind. Don't mind me.
Alright, just ignore you.
Just ignore me.
It's a little bit hard. You're the main caster.
No, ignore me.
Away.
Be professional about this.
I'm so blown away by this Night Stalker's build. I'm not sure what to think.
It's another question for the other team. Wow, everybody deserved. They just destroyed all the wards. Okay, cool.
Impressive. I like this warding minigame that both teams are playing right now.
Hey, wards are important. Wards save a life, or they can help you take one. Alright, right now, Atun top of the net worth, 5.4k, 5.2 though on the Anti-Mage and 5.2 on the Razor, so I feel like I'd like to see Draken do more, but I'm not sure what he can do kind of by himself. I guess they have to wait for the nighttime, right? That's the best time for them to make any plays.
Yeah.
Especially with this Night Stalker build.
Yeah, the fact that they have to wait for this 15-minute mark though, or Anti-Mage is going to get away 100%.
Moose is definitely dead though down here.
Yeah, but you kill the Nature's Prophet when he's that far out. It's like, okay, whatever. You're not killing the Anti-Mage. You have to wait for the next night now, and you don't have that Dark Ascension to fall back on. The Anti-Mage is going to be able to get away from the Night Stalker no matter what. And guess what? He's going to have his Battle Fury by the time it's the next night.
That's true. That is very true.
So it's like, what are you doing? What are you really accomplishing at the moment?
Alright. So I guess now it's Thunder Predators just doing the waiting game.
Yep.
And similar to the side of, oh, as I say that though, they managed to find themselves a Rubik. They've got that Rod of Atos online. Biver has his own Plasma Field though, will slow them down just a little bit. Should be able to run away from this.
Yep.
Manages to get himself a steal.
Yep. Throw himself up onto the cliff, or throw the Razor up on the cliff there.
Moose gets taken down again. Song of the Siren actually comes out. They're hoping to grab Tomato here. Should be able to get this kill. Got the silence on him. Yeah, he's just pop. But that is Song of the Siren down. Atos gets used, but oh, Frank's actually going to get taken down. Splinter Blast comes out, does connect over onto Tomato.
Wonder Wyvern's a safe distance away from Tomato though, so it doesn't get hit by the corrosive skin. Nice
keep
range
thinking-
reducer 1400.
Yeah, I keep thinking that Pepita is Tomato because he played the Pugna last game.
That's a little bit of an issue. Different people. Then you think that Pepita is playing the Nature's Prophet or something?
Yeah.
And it's Moose.
Now that one for whatever reason, because I've seen more of Moose on the Nature's Prophet, that one's a little bit easier, but do you have a smoke going on over towards the mid lane? And try to grab themselves this Razor possibly. They really just want to take this tower, I think. Another Toxic is laid down. Fissure's gonna connect over here. And they're just gonna chase down Draken. He can't seem to get himself out of the corner. We'll use the Plasma Field. They want to just finish up this tower and they'll find it.
I really don't like it when people sit in the corner, like waiting for this duration of whatever to end. It leaves you so susceptible. Like move around a little bit or something.
I think Moo's, oh, no, Biver going to be able to come to the rescue. He's going to throw down the Fissure, block Frank off just for a little bit. And Moose will walk away.
Yep.
We have
Good.
that Battle Fury online? Close.
Yeah, real close. Another 150 gold, or 250 gold away from it. 350. Anyways, Night Stalker. He's used Dark Ascension now, but the way he's timed it is it's going to be nighttime in just a couple seconds here, so he's going to be able to start to do things again with his very weird build of Max Hunter in the night. Although he is keeping up in levels decently.
He's actually opting to get himself a Hand of Midas for more levels. Not sure how I feel about that. I feel like I'd like to see maybe something a little bit more damagey on him, but
Like,
he's
get your
doing
shit
well
together.
enough.
Frank. Yeah,
He's doing well
it's sort of working with what he's doing. I mean, he's 2-1-3. You can't really argue with that. It's a decent
Yeah.
score. He's keeping up with levels okay-ish, but also get your shit together, Frank.
Don't criticize the pro players. You're not a pro player enough.
That's right.
Ask questions.
I'm all washed up.
You can ask questions and you can wonder about it, but don't just straight out criticize. It's not how you learn, dude.
True. True. Always wonder why somebody's doing something a certain way.
This is kind of a snooze fest, though, to be quite honest.
Yeah, it's not much happening. You'd think there'd be a little bit more excitement with Night Stalker on the, but
Yeah.
he is
We have a
getting in
Naga.
position.
We have a Naga and an AM, though. Like, it's just gonna be one of those games.
We had like a 55-minute game last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those games again.
Viper Strike gets used. Draken just gonna be able to walk himself away. Looks like Frank not gonna be as lucky. Gets taken down by the Nether Ward.
I mean, that guy was sitting behind the trees. He was ready to go. He's thinking, okay, it's nighttime. I want to be able to do something right now. Whereas he goes, okay, calm yourself. I'll go in. And then immediately, there's just all these heroes sitting behind the tower. So not really much they can do other than just allow the Night Stalker to die. Razor thinking, okay, I wanted to go in too, but not that much, buddy. See you later.
So, do you think they should be trying to gank this Naga Siren and try to, you know, ensure that her song's down so they could take a fight, or?
Well, how this is going to work is Naga Siren, before the Anti-Mage gets the Battle Fury, is going to farm faster. After Anti-Mage gets the Battle Fury, AIM is going to be out farming the Naga by quite a bit. So right now they're fine with not ganking the Naga Siren. Once you get closer to the 23-minute mark, that's where Anti-Mage is going to start to hit his time. Actually, he's probably a little bit further behind that. Let's say once you hit like the 24 or 5-minute mark, Anti-Mage to start to hit his timings, and that's when you want to start doing things all over the map. Until then, you take advantage of the fact that the Anti-Mage is going to get more GPM than the Naga Siren, because right now it's like one of his peak farming times.
Looks like Moose is gonna go TP bottom. They started to make their move on Biver down here. I don't think they really need to defend this. This is kind of like the most worthless tower on the map, but looks like they are gonna try. Mato has an Invis rune. Maybe get the jump on Drake in here. Yep, immediately the Atos followed up Nether Toxin, and the Viper Strike should be able to take down Razor. So that's a nice quick pick off.
Yep, and you're really happy if you can like drag it again and again like this. or being able to stop him from doing the things that he wants to do. Because he was ahead of the Viper in lane now. Viper back ahead of him. I still have the line stuck in my head given is it TI 8?
What was it?
No, TI 7. We're on TI 10 coming up next, right?
No, we're on TI 9.
TI 9 coming up.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh boy,
I'm thinking of TI 7. It's all blended together. I'm thinking TI 7 Tomato, Viper being a Tomato special. That line.
Oh, right.
I forget who was doing that cast.
I don't remember. I remember hearing it, but I don't remember who was actually casting. Nothing like watching everybody farm.
Yeah. Talk about probably this anti-mage and how he plays against some of these other heroes at the moment, though. I mean, I don't think it was an awful pick. I think he's pretty good against the Razor because the two of them start to. With a counter spell against the Razor is super good because you can just chase the Razor down and whatnot. But the fact that they picked the anti-mage into the Night Stalker just felt so weird. Night Stalker hasn't been that much of an issue for the anti-mage though. He's sitting at like the solid anti-mage, well the ideal anti-mage KDA, which is 000.
And then he'll show up and 40-something minutes and be like, my farming is complete. I'm ready to fight.
Yeah.
Hopefully a little bit sooner than that for our sake. But Night Stalker, the break, will be able to get burst down here slowly but surely by Tomato. I guess burst is the wrong phrase there, but, you know, get all of that lovely poison and toxin.
That's just his thing. All of his abilities apply poison to people.
Yep.
You poison him and then you poison him more. And you play that hero, Moxxi.
I do play that hero, yep. It's a fun time. It's a good time. He does have Guardian Greaves that he has picked up. Atos, so going to turn this right back around, but already you're seeing Atos being thrown out again. Moose, TP's down bottom. Will get stunned up though by the Earthshaker. Oh boy, Moose. He's going to run himself out of there, but will actually get himself away.
Like this Atos coming back and forth on the mid heroes here.
Everybody has an Atos now. Everyone and their mum.
Yeah.
It is the cool item, the hippest item.
Yeah. Well, it looks like Anti-Mage is... Actually, Naga Siren's doing a decent job of keeping up with this Anti-Mage and his Battle Fury now that I'm taking a look at it here, which is pretty impressive. Maybe Oliver isn't using the Battle Fury like the best that he possibly could, not getting the most out of it. I know that they changed Battle Fury around to be able to... It does a little bit less than it used to as far as the bonus damage that it gives now, right? Because it used to be actually 60% against non-hero units, now they've changed it around to 24. So that might be one of the reasons that calculations are a little bit off. But you're keeping up the exact same GPM as this anti-mage at the moment, as far as when he got that Battle Fury.
Yeah, I don't know, but that is impressive for sure. In fact, Naga's still top of the net worth, 13.6k right now, 12.6 on the anti-mage. They're still going for this mid-tower. Again, they pop that darkness. Frank wants to go after this Pugna. There's a Fatal Leash getting placed over onto the Viper as well. Tomato now in the middle of a lot of very angry Radiant heroes. Gets silenced up, still somehow alive, but will eventually get taken down. Move's gonna have to try to run himself back. Anti-Mage, though, on the back end, was looking for another kill. He's trying to find Matthew over here. Should be able to find him around the corner. Matthew playing Ring Around the Rosie, and they'll actually lose Viper. Matthew jumping forward. They've got the spell shield on. Will go use the Manta. He needs to run himself over to that shrine, I think. He's just gonna try to man fight. The buybacks are coming out, though. They want to keep him alive. And there's a Winter's Curse being able to hold moves into place, as is the Anti-Mage, but luckily that tail end not going to be enough to take down anyone on his own team, as the side of Thunder Predator just disengages and shrines up.
Yeah, a little bit of a misplay there, I think, by the Anti-Mage getting juked around. I guess maybe not a misplay, just outplay by the Earthshaker juking around that Anti-Mage. Eventually, the other heroes could all come by and give him a hand, so him not being able to get that kill there kind of sucks, and the Rubik was forced to buy back there. So, nice fight there for Thunder Awaken, or Thunder Predators.
Yeah, it's tough because they show as TA, but they had to rebrand.
It was bound to happen at some point. I'm glad it lasted as long as I have.
GG Nori. Oh, the jump forward. Biver now. He's going to get taken down. The rest of the team, though, actually going to be able to provide the backup. So Biver actually going to live to fight another day, and they've got the life drain. They'll actually take down Antu. He can't even get a song off now. Frank trying to run himself out. He's got the break on him. They'll go. They'll pop the Greaves over here onto Draken. Draken trying to run himself out. It's just actually a mechanism, so still not going to have that extra bonus region. Oh, but look at Skeeter. He wants it so bad. We'll get the Mana Void out. Still looking for Draken over here, and they'll be able to go get the Atos. Nice Winter's Curse coming through. Skeeter can't seem to find an opening, although he needs one more hit. Should be able to do the trick. Moo's actually TPing himself in. Needs to be careful that he didn't overcommit, but they'll find the kill over onto Draken. And now it looks like the side of Infamous can just take down this tower. There's no Naga for 20. There's no Razor for 46.
They lost both their most important cores there, and that Razor was almost impossible to take down. They took a lot of damage for it, but despite how hard they overcommitted for that Razor, it was still worth doing, and they still got a tower out of it. In any other situation, like if any of these heroes were more useful on Thunder Predator, like we were talking about during the draft, okay, you have a Night Stalker, Winter Wyvern, and Earthshake. That's not a whole lot of stuff you have right there.
Right.
And they just got punished for it right there. I mean, when the Naga Siren was down, the Razor was being chased. There was a huge amount of overcommitment and like diving there, misplaying by Infamous, but it didn't really matter.
I mean, that's one of the problems, right? Is, oh, hold that thought as we have another team fight coming out. Atos going to be able to hold the Night Stalker in place. Fissure will connect on Tomato, but they've already walked themselves out of the pit. No problem.
Everybody's safe. They shrine up over here, lick their wounds.
It's still glancing over here. Moose actually going to get canceled out. The Force Staff, though, buys him a little bit more time. Another Force Staff pushing him over onto the cliff. We'll be able to keep him alive now. Winter Wyvern rooted into place does have the Winter's Curse if she wants to turn back around and going on this, but they have another Atos Moose. Force, this is just Moose just getting Force Staff constantly. How is he still alive after all of that? It's just a pinball.
I want to go home, says Moose.
Yeah, right?
Let me leave.
He doesn't even go home. He goes and he gets the runes. That's a team player right there.
This guy's working hard. Give this man a raise.
Yeah, right? Poor Moose.
Yeah, he's limping right now too. You just feel kind of. All right, never mind. He's fine. He's walking properly.
He's shaking it off.
Yeah.
He's a player, that guy.
I don't know why Biver, by the way, still has the Naga's Iron Mirror image. In that last fight, he opted to not steal anything.
And I think we're starting to reach that point where Anti-Mage is pulling away here. It does have that Aegis online. It's pretty hard to lock him down.
Yeah, it's got, what is it, BKB coming?
Yeah, that's a Bastion.
I forgot to use that hammer now to build that item. But yeah, that's we're getting like pretty much, I thought around 27 minutes the Anti-Mage would really be ready to farm. It might be just slightly later than that. Because of some of these bad fights that Thunder Predator has taken, the Naga Siren has actually fallen behind, and I guess that death time. Other than that, Attune here has been doing an amazing job at keeping up with the Anti-Mage's farm. It's been super impressive.
Well, it's kind of the difference of last game, right? Where we felt like Attune was kind of like he was falling behind. It almost felt a little bit, and was forced to go off in jungle the entire time. But then he showed up and he was ready. He was much stronger. I don't know.
Yep. And I don't know, is Oliver / Skeeter in South America or Europe at the moment?
I actually don't know. I just saw the announcement the other day, and I don't know if they're actually down in... I'm assuming they have to be, right? Because the lag would be insane.
That's a lot of lag.
It's like way too much lag to play. So I'd assume that they are, in fact... Oh,
Yeah.
oh, Matthew, the blinks. Blinks back and forth. He doesn't want anything to do with this Anti-Mage. Naga does have a heart online, though, now.
In fact, I have like 209 ping to the server.
Oh, mine's not too bad. I'm like 80-something. Oh, that's frame, sorry. 150. That's fine.
Whoops.
I've played on Brazil before. I played with Bowie before on the server. You just, you know, you play something that's not really dependent on making your timings.
I used to play European games with techies for MMR.
There you go.
The game.
Nobody respectable plays techies.
Nobody
We say
respectable
that,
plays.
and like we're gonna get like an angry message from like a couple players, just like, excuse me?
Please, it's not like anybody who plays techies matters.
Wow. All right, I'm not touching that, dude. That's all you. What's this courier got on it? Got that Vanguard. We've got a full Abyssal Blade now. Okay, Atos followed up with the Atos, the double Atos. He's gonna hold that Razor in place for a little bit, not committing too hard. Prada. Oh, there it is. There's the song, but they've already taken down Draken. They don't have the Razor for this fight. They will be able to take down Moose, maybe? No, Moose actually still alive and kicking over here. Skeeter, he's just trying to juke around here onto the side. They get the life drain off over onto Frank. Frank's going to be taken out. And now Atun, he can't stand and fight. There's too much damage coming out after him. Night Stalker going to buy back. Spell Shift's dropped over here onto Skeeter. Beautiful Echo Slam coming out. Does a decent amount of damage, but not enough to take them out completely. These Force Staffs are saving everybody's lives. Although that's a really good Winter's Curse. I think they'll finally be able to take down Pepita. And now Night Stalker, again, he just bought back. He can't afford to be taken down again. There's too much damage, though. They will buy a little bit more time, but the Fade Bolt taking him out. Viper Strike going to get used over onto Prada. Prada will fall as well. Winter Wyvern going to buy back as well. I've said as well twice now, sorry. But going to try to just push them off using that Splinter, but I don't know what they can do. This anti-mage just feels so strong right now. Viver's still standing on the low ground. Tomato's still alive and kicking. I think he'd take the tower. Oh, he's going right in for this Winter Wyvern. He's got the spell shield on too. Nice fish are going to be used. He's just still going after here, and that's the Aegis. It's down. He needs to be really careful right now. Doesn't have any mana left. He's got to run himself out. Force Staffs will be able to get him alive. Keep him alive, rather, as they put a little bit more damage over here onto the racks. But I think at this point you're happy with it, and you just want to go and start hitting these shrines.
Yep. They were in there for quite a while and it cost Thunder Predator a lot right there. But
It's a
they
lot
were
of
just
buybacks.
expiring in the middle of the anti-mage going all the way in. This is probably a little bit scary for him. Thought, okay, I better back off right now. But this is the exact timing the anti-mage is looking for, so he's really happy about being able to get into the base and fight the enemies right around that time. So yeah, I'm taking a look at these graphs at the moment, just like super heavily starting to swing in favor of. I guess around the same time the anti-mage got this butterfly, it's still even swinging in their favor, but especially right there before they took those Rexes or during that fight that they took the tier 3.
I think this Abyssal Blade becomes another problem for them on this anti-mage. It's all the damage is either going to be coming out from Naga or the Razor, and it feels like the Razor just can't stand toe-to-toe any longer. And it's
No.
not that he's lacking items, right? He does have the Atos, he's got the Hood, he's got the Guardian Greaves, but this anti-mage is just so strong now.
When the anti-mage went on him before, he actually had like 105 damage drained from him. So if that doesn't happen, you're just out of luck.
Oh boy, you just went up the wrong cliff there, Draken. And like that, he's out. He's toast.
Yeah, this has happened twice now where he's been just in front of his team or a little bit too far forward and he's died without buyback. Right now he's got no buyback either. And this time they're
There's
even
no one
stronger
on the side
of
of-
Infamous.
Of Thunder Predator that has buyback right now. They all have either bought back or they just don't have enough gold.
Yep.
Never mind, the Naga does and the Earthshaker. My bad, my bad. So they're just feeling so strong right now. They don't even have an Aegis, and they just walk right into the base. They know that the Razor isn't up. Frank doesn't
just-
have the Dark Ascension or anything. It's daytime.
Yep. It was like a 2 or 3 creep wave Echo Slam that they needed to kind of push the enemies back and not even fully push them back last time. They don't have that at the moment.
All right, 10 more
So they
seconds before the Razor's back up.
Yep. But they're already out of there. They've taken exactly what they wanted. Oh, the anti-mage is going to be able... Oh, that's actually going to buy them a little bit of time. Maybe enough for the Razor to get in.
Yeah, Razor, he's going to jump right in. They've got the silence out. The anti-mage, he's trying to manta out. He can't make it through. There's just too much stuff. There's going to be the Force Staff, double Force Staff. He's still alive. He's got the Spell Shield up, the BKB up and running. They have the Glimmer on him as well. He's going to have to try to run. He's so low. A Skeeter actually going to be able to make it out with 100-something hit points. Moose, though, will fall. And Pepita now just taunts himself away as he runs out.
Oh my
Those
god,
Force
the triple
Staffs and the
Force Staff.
Glimmer. Oh my god. And he gets a double damage rune.
Yeah, he didn't end up getting that wreck, so he's probably learned a lesson from that one, at least a little bit of a lesson. All right, I'm not going to go that deep in when the enemy's responding. That was an awesome Winter's Curse there, like just buying that extra time for the team to come in.
Well, you do what you got to do, but Yeah, Anti-Mage should not be alive after all that. That's some really good itemization and just value for staff Glimmer Cape plays. So I guess what do they do now? You want to wait for Roche again? Is that the best option? Or does that give Naga too much time to start getting online?
You don't want to give the Naga any breathing room right now. And she's almost got her Butterfly finished. I think maybe you force her to either choose between Butterfly and buyback for this next fight. Don't let her have both. You let her have both and you start to run into a couple problems, but they only have one Rax at the moment. They haven't even taken the range Rax over there, so it's not like it's not possible for them to come back. You still have okay odds right now on the side of Infamous. Thunder Predator. Roshan not up for another minute now, so you see a little bit of a late respawn.
Alright, so she actually opted to go and finish up that Butterfly, so if they can get the jump on Atun right now, they're in for a lot of issues. Butterfly just getting completed on the Anti-Mage. Pretty scary right now if you're the Naga Siren. And Draken, of course, just pops now every time he shows his face. He's working on the BKB, though. That'll be a somewhat of a solution. I just feel like the Anti-Mage dishes out too much damage. And like Moose, even, he's gone for all utility items, but he can always opt to start getting more damage items. And Viper, of course, definitely magic-based, but doesn't have to focus down Draken necessarily.
Yeah. I think it's not the worst thing in the world if you have the BKB, the Anti-Mage, because a lot of the damage does come from this mana break on himself and his illusions and the mana void that he has. Also, you get that 10 armor talent that he might pick up here at level 20. So if he gets that BKB, then he's in a little bit of a better place, but I'm not sure the BKB and the... Oh, never mind. Yeah, I'm not sure the PKB and the buyback of the Nagasai are going to come on before this Anti-Mage takes the Roshan and says, okay, well, I'm pushing now. It's time for me to end this game. Because pretty soon here, we're going to miss the Anti-Mage timing.
I mean, I like what they're doing. They've made themselves, like, they got right to the pit. Roche is up. I have a feeling we're going to see a hard push come out. And they're just going to allow the Anti-Mage to get blown up by everything, most likely. Let him come back up when they've already spent. And then go right back in for the kill. We'll see, though. We'll see.
Alright, yeah, they want to position themselves for this one. They're closing in. I don't know why Moose is so far away, but he is able to teleport back in pretty close.
Probably just wants to push out the wave a little bit more.
Make sure Naga Siren isn't able to get anything too far out. Yeah.
Alright.
These illusions are... I hate illusion Dota. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is the worst thing.
Alright, Skeeter, he's in. He's in. He's just going right for this melee Rax. Natun, are we gonna see a wind up for a song? And he's just walking right in the middle of everything here. They land the fissure. BKB comes out from Frank. They do have the Viper strike now. So, oh man, look at Tomato. He is just sitting very, very low. He's gonna have to be a little bit careful here as they just goes and eats the cheese. Everybody's focusing him right now. And Skeeter's just running around. I heard an Echo Slam on the back lines as well. What is happening? There's a triple kill coming out from Draken. That fight was completely split up.
Yeah, the Sandhid just wasn't able
Moose. Yeah, Moose, you're not getting out. They had dust, buddy. And he drops the gem, too. Where was the Echo Slam?
I didn't see the Echo Slam go off. I mean, I was more focused on the backlines in that fight. I was watching this Anti-Mage go on the Razor. Wasn't able to take him down. Almost got him, but the Razor popped his Guardian Greaves just at the same time the Anti-Mage used Mana Void. So the raise of the HP and the mana made it so the Razor didn't drop there. Otherwise, the Razor would have gotten taken down. That would have been a very different fight, but he just wasn't able to burst fast enough.
Oh, the Abyssal, though? Abyssal going to be able to go take down the Earth Spirit. Now he's in for trouble, though. Anti-Mage, he might have gotten a little bit too overconfident here. He's still silenced up. There's going to be the buyback coming out from Nature's Prophet. Moose, he wants to try to help him, wants to try to keep him alive. I don't think he's going to be able to. The Aegis does get popped. So Moose in position. They bought back on the Earthshaker. We'll be able to tree up Frank. And they just dodge the song. Oh, not completely, though. Moose and Pepita now caught in the middle of the song. Anti-Mage over on the other end, but they force-staff themselves forward. Moose trying to get himself out, but they do have the dust. Pepita has to be careful as well. Moose will fall. He bought back for this. But Pepita going to be able to run himself into the base.
At this point, you're starting to miss your timing on anti-mage. Once you have all these core items that you have, then you start to get outscaled by a lot of other heroes. These items work really well on your guy, but after this, a lot of the items that you get aren't the most useful things. And it's not that anti-mage is the best carry in the game. He's very good at split pushing and has a lot of mobility, and he's very good at farming quickly. Once it starts to matter a little bit less about the speed of his farming, then a lot of other heroes can catch up, like Naga's Iron, for example. If he's not able to take down Razor right away, then that becomes a huge problem. Razor now has his 10 armor talent, which he didn't even have in the fight that Anti-Mage wasn't able to kill him fast enough.
Yeah, I think at this point it's all about, trying to get the split push off at the Anti-Mage and then also seeing if you can find any sort of pick-offs, because that's what they ended up having to do. They were looking to go to that high ground, but because Anti-Mage went and just made his way down to the bottom, they were able to do a decent amount of damage on the ranged, and you saw two heroes immediately TP home.
So here they are waiting for Roshan again. Well, probably going to wait for Roshan again, get a refresher orb on top of everything else.
I don't know if that's going to be too late.
It probably will be, to be honest with you. Your Anti-Mage is now building an MKB, and that's not really an item that you want to build on the Anti-Mage. It's not bad, but it's just really uncomfortable building that item on him. Yeah, well, Thunder Predator, I guess they're moving around the map in a group. They realize, okay, if we're together, the Anti-Mage isn't really that much of a threat. We can save each other if we have enough lockdown between all of our heroes to be able to take him out. And he's where the majority of this damage is coming from right now. Maybe once his Viper hits 25 and he gets his Nether Toxin Silences talent, then they're going to have a little bit of easier time. But again, that just gives more time for like the Naga Siren to get even more farm. Maybe replace the treads with like Boots of Travel and then get a Moon Shard, and then the Razor has another item instead of a Wand or a Wraith Band.
They're just, they cancel out Pepita. Pepita, he can't TP home. He's going to get picked off. Do they have the damage? They do. The rest of the team looks like they just want to run away. Moose, though, gets canceled out. He's not going to be able to TP away. They've got Dust again. And that's another two heroes just on the side of Infamous picked off. This game is starting to slip out of their hands.
This is, again, just a repeat of what we've seen so many times today, it feels like. It's the game of... it's just the day of a game slipping out of people's hands after it looks like that they have it.
They're just missing their timings, it feels like. They don't realize how strong they are. They're starting to take bad fights. They're not being active enough.
Somebody dies in an opportune time.
I don't know. Alright, what do we have on Naga? Nothing too different. Still has the Heart, Butterfly, MKB.
Probably get Boots of Travels next.
Yeah.
Just be able to move around the map that much easier. Then probably going to take this tier 2 tower here, still waiting for two allies to come back up on the side of Infamous. That's a huge creep wave coming in the top lane though. Somebody's going to have to get back for that.
You're gonna maybe send the Winter Wyvern, perhaps? Well, they go for a smoke instead. They do ping out, though. They do see that there's quite a big creep wave being in. They're hoping to get a pick off, though. And they don't know that Matthew has a Shadow Blade. That is a new pickup for him, so. Oh, boy. Just leave him. Just leave him, Tomato. Don't go in there. Don't do the save a buddy syndrome. I don't know why he's sticking around. Why is Tomato staying there? Tomato? He's got the Force Staff. He's got the Guardian Greaves. Moose trying to come in, trying to save him. Decrepify comes out. I don't know if... I mean, I guess it's 4v4 right now, but... They still don't know that Matthew has that Shadow Blade here. Well, Song's gonna get used. They've caught Skeeter. This is not looking good right now. They actually just ignore him completely. They'll turn their attention immediately over onto Pepita, and that Glimmer Cape is not gonna save him. Although they do manage to find the kill on the Winter Wyvern. Frank joining in the fight now. There's the silence being used over here on Anti-Mage. He's going to get netted up. He's going to try to fight himself away, but there's just so much damage. All these trees not going to be able to help him out. They actually take him down. They're going to be able to take down Matthew. Now, they do have the buyback on the Anti-Mage. It's down for 93 seconds. They don't have it on Pepita. And there's a big wave, again, going into their base. They might actually lose this tower if they're not careful.
Yep, the anti-mage need to buy back right away there, then start doing something just immediately, but that's not happening. Now level 25 here on the Viper, and now with the Earthshaker down for a little while, I feel like that was your time to do something. But we don't see anything happening. They're trying to sit on this anti-mage buyback. But it's like we kept talking about with the timings thing. They're missing it. And they're giving more and more opportunities to Thunder Predator.
I mean, they've got decent D-push right now, but maybe they're just waiting for Pepita to be back up? I don't know. Not sure. Guardian Greaves gets popped. Atos gets thrown over on Tomato, who pops his own Guardian Greaves. It's so weird seeing like the same exact items built on these mid-heroes. Atun's gonna wind up for the song. They've got the BKB on Tomato though. He's gonna try to slow her down, chase after her. They don't have anything to cancel out this TP though. So Song will get used, the BKB gets used. We'll be able to go and grab Frank though. Frank gonna get thrown up. They've got a nice Winter's Curse though. It's gonna allow Frank to pop his own BKB and potentially run himself away. Moose is here, but again, BKB, he doesn't have a TP though. Oh no. Frank just gonna try to make some space right now. Actually gets disarmed. Pepita gonna be able to go and use that Dagon and the life drain. How much more time? We've got 42 seconds left before Roche respawns. They're still trying to hunt for Prada here, all right? Nice Blink away here coming out from Prada. Gonna make it so that way the Atos doesn't connect.
Yep, so he makes it away. But losing your Night Stalker there just because he wasn't carrying a TP, I feel like that wasn't a very good reason. That guy should definitely have a TP. I know I was talking about the other game. Oh, supports can't afford it sometimes, but this guy's got a Midas. Like, come on, dude. Get it together, Frank.
Just a miscalculation, I guess.
Just been playing super well this game. A lot of silences on anti-mage have been on point. I still don't know why they picked the anti-mage into the Night Stalker, but
I mean, it's kind of working out for them, so I guess it's all right.
I'm not sure who's winning right now.
It's about a 7k lead for Infamous, if you want to go by that. And they're about to get a nice pick-off over here on Dragon. Oh, maybe not. They'll turn back around. He is treed up. He's taking all this damage away from the Anti-Mage. There it is. They're going to just TP him out. The Song of the Siren gets used. They're going to try to blow up Pepita again. This is not looking good. Force Staffs himself away, though. Decrepifies. There's going to be the tent being thrown out again over here onto Moose. All these Force Staffs still trying to buy a little bit more time. Frank, he's got his eyes over on Tomato here. Moose is just going to TP himself out. They'll use the Rod of Atos to run away. Haste Rune is going to get picked up by Tomato. And just like that, Infamous should be able to disengage. And now that Song is down, could probably go right back in again. In fact, Atsun slowly getting chipped away by... Oh boy, Tomato has his own BKB. They've got the Silence up. They've just got their eyes over here on Draco. Not going to be able to quite burn him down. Skeeter is looking for an opening over here, and they're still going to be chasing after this guy. And then now it looks like Matthew in for some trouble. Frank, look at this damage though coming up from the Naga side. She's doing so much. Tomato actually going to have to Force Staff himself away. Skeeter now in the middle of quite a few different people. He's going to try to use that Battle Fury to just get as much damage as he can. Gets the bashes off over onto Naga side. He actually takes her down. She's down for 99 seconds. Still going to try to chase after Frank. They've got the Atos. Skeeter looking for this opening. Actually not going to be able to quite find him. Viper actually going to get taken down. And Moose TPs himself out from this bottom lane. What is happening? There's just fights all over this map.
Yeah, everyone's splitting up so far in these team fights. I feel like this is happening every match today.
Yeah.
But Infamous is managing to come out on top. If this Naga Siren dies at the moment without the buyback, then you just win the game right now on Infamous. So they're taking advantage, maybe hoping to play a little bit further back on Thunder Predator right now, going in for the Roshan. If they get this right now, that'll be huge, but you do have to backpack one of your items right now on the anti-mage if you pick this up.
I think you just give it a boots at this point. You just blink around.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to drop the boots. Gets the Aegis. Tomato gets himself the Refresher Shard and the cheese. Oh, the Aeon Disc pickup actually on Pepita's huge, because they just keep trying to jump him immediately and get rid of him. BKB does get picked up on the Naga, though, too. They're missing a lot of buildings in this base. Holy smokes.
Yeah, but some of these fights now starting to go the way of Infamous again, just because of how powerful Nether Toxin Silence is. It's like an AoE Doom. It silences you and it breaks you in an AoE.
Yeah, it's like the Disruptor Ags ult.
Yeah.
That damage. All right, immediately just gonna try to put a little damage over here onto the Razor. Not committing too hard just yet. They've got that ward down. If there's a jump forward, they've got the Abyssal Blade. They can just take down Draken so fast. He has got buyback though. We'll buy back. We have the Meteor Hammer coming out. There's Song of the Siren coming through. We'll be able to go grab 3 different heroes. They're gonna try to just burst down this ward over here. Viver's standing back. Atun, Draken's back up. They're going to turn their attention now over onto Tomato. Tomato does have that cheese if he wants to use it. He's still holding on to it. There's the BKB coming out from Frank, and now it looks like Draken. Draken popping his own BKB. They'll go and eat the cheese. They're taking a lot of damage out, though. Anti-Mage, he's in the middle of everyone. They will be able to take down Tomato. No, he's going to make it out alive. He's got that BKB up and running. And again, the Anti-Mage, he's just following Draken around over here. Draken trying to get himself away. Does have that Atos. They'll use the Spell Shield, and he's still going to keep running into that base. Doesn't quite find the kill that he wants. Frank's sitting very low, and they're going to be able to take him down. Naga actually going to get taken down by Tomato during all of this as well. And the GG well played Infamous gonna be going up against Chaos in our last match of the day.
Oh my god, that was an insane match. That last team fight though, I guess just recognized that they could finally take it with the Aegis and the cheese just being enough to put Infamous over the edge there. But I think one of the main things that made that fight possible was the Nether Toxin Silence talent on that Viper. I mean, the things that thing can do, like the extra magic damage amp when suddenly stuck in there and you can't use any abilities to help yourself get out or anything like that, it's just too much.
Hats off to Skeeter. 10-1 and 7 on this Anti-Mage. Holy cow. But
Yeah,
no,
he
like
played-
you said, the level 25 on the Viper, it made a huge difference. Once they finally got that in place, they got themselves the Aegis, the cheese, and the Refresher Shard. It just became a whole new game for Infamous. I wasn't able to catch that whole Naga fight during that time. I was trying to watch Skeeter just run around chasing after Draken.
Oh, it's perfect. I was watching the other side of the fight. The Anti-Mage just managed to get away with the Glimmer Cape and whatnot. Then we saw... we needed the camera split thing, right?
Yeah, we need the camera split so we can watch 2 different fights going on, because that was totally... That happened the entire game, too. Just the splitting coming out from Infamous was... I don't know if it was the splitting from Infamous or if Thunder Predator just, started, splitting too much. I'm not 100% sure, but... Holy cow, that game.
It's a pretty amazing series so far, both games. And last game we see Infamous versus Pain, right? I'm not sorry.
Not Pain. Nope.
Chaos Esports Club.
Right. Chaos Esports Club versus Infamous. That should be a really good series, considering that these are, for most people, arguably the 2 top teams in the South American region. So we will be back with the final match. I think we're on a rolling schedule. I'm sure the teams will want a little bit of a break after that. But yeah, that'll be our next match coming up.